Good afternoon, all. I hope everyone's having a good evening. I do want to apologize in advance for the glare on my glasses, but I'm gonna hop onto it. So we talked about informed consent. So I chose to download a form from a place called Barron Therapy and Testing Services, located here in Virginia. On their form, after reviewing it, I thought it was great. It matched. I'm in therapy, and it matched the form that I was given as well. But it had 5 sections. It had scheduling, billing and fees, insurance, clinical emergencies, and confidentiality. Again, it was great in the fact that it explained from beginning to end what you were going to be experiencing. And it even followed the Virginia handbook, so of rules and regulations for licensed professional counselors. So it asked that you explain confidentiality limitations. So in that form, it explains that it is confidential. However, if they were to be subpoenaed, or you're endangering yourself, neglecting or abusing a child, neglecting or abusing an elderly person, that is where those limitations lie. It also, one thing that it didn't explain was if there was going to be any experimental methods, or any or treatment. It didn't explain much of that. It did explain what would happen in the cases of vacations, scheduling conflicts, unavailability, relocation, illness, which is also stated in the Virginia rules and regulations. Also, it followed from the handbook, the ACA handbook. It explains that the purpose. It didn't explain the purpose like the ACA handbook does say is good for an informed consent form. Purpose, goals, techniques. It didn't say it, or potential risks, benefits of service. Those are ones that I didn't really see in the informed consent form. But I did see the counselor's qualifications, so it did have that up, that she was a doctor and a licensed mental health professional. So I thought that was good. And again, followed the ACA handbook. I felt like it was clear and concise, just like the ACA handbook does say that it should be. It explained how long the sessions are, how much they would cost. It explained you come in, you pay that fee, and then you have your session and you leave. It explains the limitations. It gives you emergency contact if you are experiencing an emergency. So I think that was all great. And as stated by Cooper, Campbell, and Smucker Barnwell in 2019, informed consent helps create boundaries and helps maintain ethical conduct for professionals. In helping professions, sometimes those lines can be blurred a little bit because emotions get involved. You're helping someone through trauma, and this is a great way for the patient, or the client, and the helping professional to keep that professional relationship and have clear expectations, so that in the future, when maybe a client does cross a boundary, it was very much stated and they were very much made aware of everything that was going on. Overall, great form, and felt like it was great with the standards. It was missing a couple things, but it did good for an informed consent form. Well, I thank y'all for your time, and everybody have a good night.